In Missouri, a biological male beat out several females last week for the title of homecoming queen at a Kansas City high school. But it wasn't the first time. In Pennsylvania, high school students said enough and walked out in protest when school administrators refused to keep males out of female restrooms. And in Wisconsin, a drag queen teacher allegedly lured students to his drag content on social media that included almost nudity and a lot of sexuality. More on this in a minute. I'm David Fiorazzo, and this is Christ and Culture. So, are we finally beginning to see a little more pushback and resistance to this nonsense? Let's start with the good news first, all right? In Perkiomen Valley School District in Pennsylvania, hundreds of students organized a walkout protest during class last Friday after the school board refused to enact a policy requiring transgender students to use the restroom corresponding with their biological sex. Keeping boys out of the girls' restroom seems like a no-brainer, but then again, this is 2023. Franklin Graham responded and said this: "These high school students said enough is enough. They want the Pennsylvania School District to see that their own rights, their privacy, and their safety have been ignored. More parents and students need to stand up to the agenda-driven bullies." In a Fox News interview, students were upset, and boys wanting to protect girls took charge simply because girls don't want to share their bathroom with biological males. Some parents also weighed in, saying the safety of females is important and these students should be commended. This is about sanity, science, biology, privacy, and protecting our children. It's amazing more people don't seem to see this. Several students have spoken with local media, saying they're uncomfortable sharing their restroom with boys and said they don't think their voices are being heard. They feel their rights are not as important as those identifying as transgender. The mother of one student, Melanie Marin, said this:
"They are making these policies without taking into consideration how they affect the students and how uncomfortable it is just to be a teenager in general, but now have to be faced with the invasion of their privacy in those areas where they should feel safe and private."
All right, next question. Do men make the best women? I know that sounds silly. It used to be that men could only be drag queens, but now more males are winning beauty contests and they're being crowned homecoming queens. Men are winning races, track meets, excelling in other sports where girls used to compete against girls. In Kansas City, Missouri, the leftist patriarchy strikes again as the school crowned Tristan Young homecoming queen, trampling on the hopes of teenage girls, one of whom would have rightly won. It happened at Oak Park High School. So let's clarify. A boy in a dress and makeup was crowned for the second time in 8 years at this school. Athlete, speaker, and former NCAA swimming star Riley Gaines commented on Young's homecoming queen status on social media. Gaines, who lost a national title to a biological male swimmer, Leah Thomas, responded on X or Twitter to the fiasco. She said this: "So stunning and brave. Another reminder to all girls that men make the best women. I wonder if a female will win homecoming king, or if it's understood that both of these spots are reserved for males. Who's to blame here?" Gaines also rightly criticized the uber woke sports network, ESPN, for celebrating Women's History Month by doing a special about, that's right, a man, swimmer Leah Thomas. Gaines wrote that ESPN was spineless because, quote, "he destroyed real women in the pool." I spoke with former transgender Laura Perry Smaltz 2 weeks ago on Worldview Matters, and concerned for the souls of those vulnerable kids and those struggling with gender issues, she said, "I don't want to make the road to hell more comfortable by affirming them." Boom. Looking at the cringeworthy photos from the homecoming ceremony, it makes you wonder if the girls who lost the crown to a boy were happy for him and think it's okay that they're now losing opportunities to males. There's too much pressure on these kids, these young teenagers today, so who will speak up for them? I think they're more afraid of maybe being called transphobic or hateful or non-supportive. Finally, let's go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where an area school district has a new PR nightmare. His name is Bryce Thomas Van Vrede, who goes by Nova Kane when he's in drag. But he's a special education teacher at Pulaski High School by day. Thankfully, libs of TikTok obtained photos during their off hours and asked what kind of person would deliberately expose children to imagery like this. In one picture, he's almost naked except for apparently a duct tape thong. One of the parents said, quote, "You can say till you're blue in the face that he's not grooming kids. But if you're directing them to your Instagram, that's inaccurate. The fact that he put everything to private after this was mentioned, he knew what he was doing was wrong." Another parent claimed Van Vrede told students his social media account handles for Instagram and TikTok, which exposed minors to some actually shocking and disturbing images. As all this became known, Van Vrede changed his social media accounts at that time to private. Now, for Halloween, he posed in leather shorts and a harness and a whip, as the caption read, "Sorry, Mom." According to a source with libs of TikTok, when the school administration first caught wind one of its teachers allegedly was grooming students, they just claimed that what he was doing it on his own time. That was his business, right? It didn't affect his, quote, professional role. Wow. So parents also claim they were ignored by Pulaski High School in Wisconsin, their administration, when they tried to confront them about Van Vrede's behavior and sharing accounts with students. Now, lest you think this is an isolated case, libs of TikTok have reported on many, many teachers who boast about sexualizing children and their agendas in the classroom. Now, if it's not LGBTQ plus issues, it's Marxism. And make no mistake, this is not limited to the classroom. Parents now must examine curriculum, school policies, libraries, sports, and a lot more. Better yet, since schools are on fire, get your children out while there's still time. God bless you and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.